What's up, everyone? Duce here. Today I'm going to do another video for you. This one we're going to be talking about a beat making app. Is it the best app? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what it's actually good for. But before you do that, do me a huge favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Mostly subscribe. When the video's over, hit the like. I think you'll like this video. Leave some comments what you think about this app, what you want to see in the future. I'll do my best to give you videos on that subject. Anyway, let's check out this app. This app is called Next Sounds, spelled N-E-X-T sound with a Z at the end, all one word. This app is only in the Android store for now. I'm not sure if they're planning on doing an Apple release or not. I would assume probably down the future. I guess it would all depend on how successful this thing is my guess, but I don't know. So, but it's on Android. I've tested it on my phone, as well as my buddy pulled it up and played with it for a little while on his phone. If you remember from a previous video, Park, he checked it out. He thought it was pretty cool. So, we're going to check it out. Let's pull it up here. Sorry I'm not screen recording. The reason being I'm not screen recording on my phone. And why I'm using an over-the-shoulder camera is because, well, sometimes apps act a little weird when it comes to the folding devices. So just because of that instability, things with recording and other things going on, trying to make it as most stable as possible. Overall, the app is generally pretty stable, though I've noticed a few kind of weird glitches, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but that's mostly, especially seeing my buddy Park play with it on his phone, a lot of the glitches I'm seeing are because I'm using a folding phone. So if you're using a folding phone, you might experience some glitches, but I was still able to navigate fine and get things done. It wasn't a huge deal. Every once in a while, I'll just save and exit, reopen it, and seems to fix the problem. But so up here, let's really quickly, up here they have a bunch of how-to content on how to do specific things, creating patterns and using the sampler and things of that nature. You can sample off of third-party apps such as YouTube and whatnot. That doesn't seem to work very well on my phone. Again, I've seen people actually use it. I do know it works, the sampler, when you're doing that, but it does not play nice with the Galaxy Fold. So that's one thing that pops up. But up here, we see a bunch of just how-to stuff. So it's an easy way to look it up. You can also go to their website, and I'll put the links for all their socials and everything for their website, the YouTube content, all that stuff in the description below, just so you can easily click it and go check out their content. Real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new project. What I think this, and real quick before I even do that, what I think this is really made for is somebody trying to get ideas down quickly on the go. So it offers, at least currently, 3 different genres: trap, hip-hop, and R&B. We'll start with trap, create new project. Then we're brought into this menu, this your standard drum pattern, or drum machine. So you can hit record and record stuff in easily. You have down here, you have some control. This is like a menu that it's a pop-up menu that pops up on other people's phones. Normally there's a button here labeled E, the letter E next to it on other people's phones. And actually I should be able to pull it up on
the effect button.
Yeah, is that what it's called? Effect button? Or we're guessing.
E for effect, I would say.
Pull this up here. There we go. As you can see, in here, it pops up, like I said, when I'm in this view. I just don't like to work in this narrow of a view, personally. That's why I have a fold. But if you hit this E button, that same window pops up, and you can bring it back down and bring it up. Now, if we go back to the screen open here, and if I drop this all the way down where it disappears, you won't be able to pull it back up in this mode. It'll disappear and you can't pull it up. So just a note for you developers for this app, maybe fix that. And that might be an issue on a tablet too. I don't know. Didn't test it there, but something to keep in mind. So in here, let's really quickly, you have your different drum sounds. Did I just freak it out by opening and closing it? I think I did.
You might turn your volume all the way down.
No, I didn't. See, a glitchy thing, again, I'm only pointing this out because, and this isn't a knock on their app here, because even Google can't seem to get the apps quite perfect when a folding phone. So there's a downside to having a folding phone. So what I do to resolve this problem, obviously we didn't do anything, we didn't save anything, so we're just gonna open it up again here. All right, let's start a new one. We didn't save anything. There we go. That was a new glitch I experienced right on camera with you, so it is what it is. Down here you have a few things. You have this here where you can pull up different drum kits that they offer and download them. I believe this is also where you purchase them. I haven't even tested this section yet. There we go. So that's our drum kit. Let's try it. Let's try it out. Let's see if we can get it to work. That was weird. All right, well, we have that up, so let's move on. That was a bit weird. All right, so we have a sampler section, which we'll get into in a second, but let's take those drums real quick. On mobile devices, I'm not a huge fan of the pads, but you can play them. They're very responsive. You know, I just prefer the an actual physical button.
There's no aftertouch.
Yeah, there's no aftertouch on it or any kind of haptic feedback programmed in, but that could change in time. Anyway, so let's jump into the sequencer. This is what I like about this app. This is why I think this app is cool. This app is I think it's designed, like I said before, for somebody trying to build ideas really quickly on the go. Say you're on a train, you're on a bus or a train or something going somewhere. You're in a road trip with the friends, whatever. You're in the passenger seat, you're making some beats. You're on a park bench somewhere, you're out at the ocean, wherever you are, out and about, you can get ideas down quickly. We've all been there like, oh, I got this cool idea, but you don't get anything down, and you forget about it later. This will help with that. So what I like about this is you can just generate patterns, which is kind of cheating, but the whole idea behind this is to move quickly. So I'm gonna hit the generate pattern button here, and as I'm moving things around, and it creates a pattern here. And I hit play. If we don't like that, just hit stop, hit generate pattern again. Oops, real quick, because I have fat, clumsy fingers, I'm going to use my pen. Trying to figure out what sounds here I don't like in this. So you can come in here and just edit things to your need. Also, here's a little quick thing. You can select something here. Let's go maybe this one here. And we go to edit. And we got different things we could change the pitch, reverse, dotted, do rolls. Let's do a roll 2. So, okay, we're like, oh, we're like that. You know, that's a thing, a pattern you like. You can obviously edit this to your heart's content. Down here, you have the pattern selection. So we're on pattern 2 right now. Now, if we hit pattern 1, as you can see, if we go back here, it's all cleared out. So let's go back to pattern 2, since that's what we're working with. But you can have 12 patterns. And in each side of the, in each pattern, sorry, so you can have 12 different patterns, and in each pattern you can have up to 6 samples, or sample tracks, I should say. So we're in the sampler here, hit track, and you can see all the tracks. So you can have separate, you can load in separate samples and chop them up and play them however you want, which is nice, which is cool. And you also have like some functionality to the sample. You have your gain, high pass, low pass, some EQ, echo, reverb. Yeah, that's it for those. And you can, if you hit apps here, all the other apps pop up on your phone that may, so you can select YouTube or other things. In a beat I made earlier, which I will show you, I'll play it later. I just used the load loop and then selected the folder I wanted and opened up the, oops, cancel. Opened up the sample I wanted and I played it that way. So it's pretty easy. Like you can, so that's what's in there now. I kind of like these ones. I like to hit a low pass. Find a spot. I like to cut off a little bit of the high, which is pretty common for when you're doing sampling and you're trying not to have so much high end in your sample. But obviously, it depends on the sample as well. So those are things we can record these things in. So if we hit record, the metronome is there. That's on. It's off. So it counts in. Obviously, those are terribly timed. But now that it's recorded, I wasn't obviously trying to make it perfectly on time, but go back to our sequencer. Okay, so there's the drums. Where's the sample? We hit menu here in the top right, hit this sample lane, and then we just go and find where those recorded. So there's one right there. Let's see. And we're going to, should be able to zoom. Yeah, there we go. So we take these, drag them to the appropriate spots. All right, now if we play this back, turn off the record. So at least now they're on time with the track. I don't know if I would use this particular drum loop in these, but just for example's sake. So you have, control. You can quantize here. You have edit functions like before. Like you can do the same thing to the sampler. Oops. Select that again. Hit delete. You can change those things there. You also have like locking to grid functions and selecting options to be able to like highlight. If you hit this button here, you can highlight stuff to select it. So if you have multiple things you're selecting, you can do that there. Let's go over to the mixing tab real quick. So here you have basic functionality of your mixer here. You have levels for everything, as well as there's a compressor in here, low and high pass functionality for the mixer. And then right here you can select drums, sample, so the 6 sample lanes, and then audio. So if you recorded, you get 4 tracks of audio recording. I'm not going to do any of that on here today. I did test it though, and I will say that it does work. Though I would highly recommend wearing headphones if you're going to record audio into it. Otherwise, the microphone will also pick up the beat playing in the background, and it just doesn't sound good. And it's just bad. So wear headphones, avoid that problem. Personally, I wouldn't at this point. I wouldn't record audio into this for any. I mean, other than like just getting rough ideas down. That if you're gonna record like sorry, not audio, but just like vocals. If you're trying to get lyrics and stuff down, you can do that. Wear headphones, but I would just consider them scratch vocals just for like getting the idea down. All right, then we go into song mode here. This is where you can construct everything. So down here, like I said, these are the four channels here that you have for recording audio. You just hit that and record. We're not going to do that though. We're going to hit plus here, and then it shows all the a little red dot here that's on each one of the channels that has a pattern. So if you have something in the pattern, it'll show you here. We only have one pattern in this one, so we could hit that, and then just keep hitting plus to add them. If you move the marker to there, where'd it go? Edit. Okay. So if you want to add, like say you have another pattern, you can, so you have the first one selected here, or the second one. Say we add another one here you wanted to add one between the second and third, and say you had another pattern there you wanted to add. You hit the edit and then select the pattern you can put in between those, or if you have it selected, you can replace it by hitting the replace and then selecting which one you want. You can also clear or delete. So if you wanted to delete one, you can do that. So that's kind of how that works. This is the transport for just the looping function down at the bottom. Has like your settings and metronome and whatnot. Up here is your transport for the song mode. So, rewind, playing the song. And if you're recording any of the audio here, you can hit the record audio, mute selected tracks and whatnot. If you have I/O, like MIDI or other stuff that is compatible with this, you can use your USB or Lightning. Well, I guess at this point it's just USB-C because we're just on Android. Right here is the export function. So we want to rewind that real quick. So right now you have just two options. Right now you have the live export and the MIDI export. So all your drum patterns, your sampling like sample MIDI information, you can export the MIDI with that, or live export. So basically it just plays and exports those. Right now, under the current version that's out, the stem and quick export functions are not yet available, but I assume pretty soon. Live export works. I've tested it. You just make sure you're starting from the beginning, hit live export, and then it'll play back and export the file for you. I forget. Oh, and then this is kind of your like locking to grid stuff here, quantize stuff. Under settings, this is where you would save the project. So you'd hit save, give it a name there. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Right in the text field. Okay. Save, and we'll call it save test. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. And then you can change your tempo in here as well. Your time signature stuff. If you have MIDI devices that you can connect, you can actually connect actual MIDI keyboards and stuff via USB. Yeah, it's a pretty cool app. I think it's best served for on the go, getting ideas down. You can quickly put together different drum sequences. That one I picked probably wasn't the best samples for that drum sequence, if that makes sense. I would have chose a different sample pack for that drum sequence. But anyway, here nor there. It's a pretty dope app. I think it has a lot of potential, and they reached out to me asking me to check it out, and they were completely open to feedback and everything else. So sounds like they're trying to develop a community to give them feedback to help them develop their app further, which is awesome because not every company does that. So I'm definitely going to give them some feedback, but I think this is a really good start. I think it's a really good, simple app to get in there and just play with, get ideas down, export your stuff. You can, especially when the stems come, that's going to be a big, cool game changer, I think, to be able to like get your basic drum ideas down and
You
your
can
stuff.
still export the MIDI as it is right now.
Yeah.
Put whatever sound it is to it.
Yeah, so you have all kinds of functions. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, if you have on a folding device, you may have some issues, but if you're on a folding device, you probably know that already with a bunch of apps as it is. So check it out. I'm gonna put the links in the description. I've enjoyed using it. My buddy Park, he's playing with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play with it.
Yep, you just said he's gonna play with the thing. So it's a cool app. Check it out. Next Sounds, link in description. Thank you for watching. Do me a quick favor. If you haven't done already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. If you want me to check out more apps, you want me to check out more stuff out there, leave it in the comments. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.
Coming with a little bit of lo-fi. What I need is so high. I don't wanna lie, it's going down. Next sound, I'm feeling like it's going round and round. I know I'm loud, flipping the sound, making the rounds. The scary clowns are hanging around. What's the next sound? It's going down. The man in the mask, they call me the doc. I'm on the beat, leaving it chopped like your limbs. I'm hacking them off, I'm flipping the back of the rapping, producing the laugh again. I made up my mind, I put the beat right at your feet, on my knees. I'm begging you, please, please, please. Write your dreams, dreams, dreams on these next sounds, please, please, please.